the next few decades, our natural resources are going to come under increasing pressure. Here in China, for instance, access to clean drinking water and fertile soil has become a huge issue as the country gets richer, demands get higher, and more people move to the city. Across the globe, the livelihoods of 1.5 billion people are threatened by desertification or land degradation. In China alone, 400 million livelihoods are affected by the spread of deserts. Head out of Beijing and it's not that long before you hit the Gobi Desert, a barren, harsh environment that's degrading every year. Soil erosion has been called the silent crisis. It's a bit like wear and tear on your car wheels. It's gradual, goes almost unnoticed for a long time, but it can have catastrophic consequences. Here in China, desertification contributes to the enormous sandstorms that engulf parts of the country every spring. The Chinese already have an ambitious solution for this massive problem. Besides China's Great Wall, the Middle Kingdom also boasts a Great Green Wall of China. It's not a single structure, but it involves planting trees and shrubs like those around me to bind the soil, to safeguard it, and to fight against the encroaching desert. The target here is that between 2005 and 2020, China will establish an extra 40 million hectares of forest. They're planting trees to muzzle the Gobi Desert's sandy jaws from swallowing up the capital city, Beijing, which is a day's drive directly south from here. What is it that you and your team here are trying to achieve?
The main purpose of our work is to prevent the sand moving and to recover the ecology and the environment.
How are you doing that?
We have policies to protect forestry in this region. It is forbidden to graze animals on open land. We've fenced areas and used aeroplanes to sow seeds. We also plant a lot of trees ourselves.
Have you been able to measure what improvement it has made to the landscape that now surrounds us?
This place is where the sandstorms start from, yet we've seen them reduce in size. Originally we had over 140,000 hectares of desert, and now it's dropped to 40,000.
Who do you think will win this battle? Do you think in the end you will be triumphant, or will it be the desert?
I'm very optimistic about combating the sand and desertification. With the efforts from our team and support from the government, we are very confident.
For generations, residents in Dulon have earned their living by herding livestock on Inner Mongolia's sweeping grasslands. Now they're being paid to plant trees instead. They've given up extensive livestock farming on marginal pasture land in a bid to give the Great Green Wall a chance to grow. What difference has it made to you not being able to graze your sheep or cattle all the time, just anywhere you like?
There is a downside. The number of cattle that we can raise has been cut.
Environmentally then, you are committed. You see this as beneficial and a good thing to be doing.
It was necessary to stop the grazing. At one stage, desertification was so bad that we couldn't find grass anymore. Now we see the recovery of vegetation on the ground.
Tree planting, a low-tech solution for desertification on a 21st century scale. The state hopes this ecological barrier won't be much shorter than the Great Wall itself when completed. But it's not without its critics. It may shore up sandstorms, but environmentalists claim these trees are putting pressure on vital groundwater in an arid area that stretches from the Gobi Desert right down to Beijing. Its water resources on a per-person basis are amongst the lowest of world capitals. The Beijing Water Authority knows the issues all too well. As it tries to supply this growing city and as its numbers swell, industry and people are thirsty for this resource. How severe a problem is the lack of water in Beijing?
The city is severely lacking in water. For each person, there are only 120 cubic meters of water, so the capital has to transport water from other provinces.
The Yongding, Beijing's mother river, looks natural, but it isn't. There are 4 artificial lakes. 2 more are planned in a bid to revive a 170-kilometre stretch of the river. The water is mostly recycled sewage from nearby treatment plants, drawn from the Guanting Reservoir or captured from rain or floods. Artificial membranes prevent seepage and pumping stations create the flow. The price tag amounts to nearly $3 billion. I know you're very concerned to make this an ecological project, but it involves a lot of man-made intervention, a lot of pumping to keep this system going. That doesn't seem the most ecological approach to have made. Why have you done it like that?
Because Beijing is short of water, it's not possible to keep the water clean without man-made intervention. And without pumping stations, the water cannot flow and will not be clean.